breast cancer risk factors that we cannot change, such as our gender and age, but luckily there are healthy habits that we can start practicing right now that will lessen the likelihood of developing the disease. Good nutrition plays a vital role in our health and wellness, and here to tell us more is the president of Gaynor Integrative Oncology, Dr. Mitchell Gaynor. Hi.
Hi.
I see you're wearing your pink.
Yes, I am.
So Dr. Gaynor, what are the kinds of foods that we should be thinking about and buying and eating that are cancer preventative?
Well, I think it's so key because just over the last several years, we've come to understand we really are what we eat. And nutrition literally plays a role in the genes that can turn on and off genes that can lead to cancer. So the main thing is to try and eat as naturally as possible, try and avoid the processed foods as much as possible, and include a lot of very, very healthy phytonutrients, because we think a gene therapy is something that maybe in 100 years will be useful. We're doing gene therapy every time we put food in our mouth, for good or for harm.
So what are the, let's talk about what's in front of us. These are cancer-fighting foods.
Yes.
So the wonderful broccolis, cauliflowers, cabbages.
Yes, the cruciferous vegetables.
Cruciferous, okay.
Yes, and those have two key nutrients. One is called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane is a nutrient that literally helps rid the body of all the carcinogens that we're exposed to from the time we're born. Pesticide residues, herbicide residues, things like that.
So it sort of scrubs your insides.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It increases detoxifying enzymes. And the other key thing for breast cancer is a chemical called indole carbinol. Indole carbinol is a phytonutrient that can literally turn the estrogens in a woman's body from the type that promote breast, uterine, and ovarian cancer and change them to the type of estrogens that actually protect against those cancers. So it's very important for women to have a cruciferous vegetable every day.
What does phyto mean? I mean, phyto is spelled P-H-Y-T-O, right?
Yes,
not F-I-T-O. But no, people don't know what phyto means. What does phyto mean?
Phyto is plant, plant-based.
Okay. So look for your broccolis, your cauliflowers,
Absolutely.
all of these, and eat them every single day. It's just they're so good.
They are.
Yeah, and they're so tasty, and then we'll show you how to prepare them. And then what about tea? This is green tea.
Well, a lot of studies have looked at green tea epidemiologically. The vast majority have shown that green tea consumption is associated with a lower incidence of breast cancer. It doesn't matter whether you're having the loose leaf tea or having tea bags. It contains certain chemicals that literally can turn on what we call tumor suppressor genes. Those are genes that suppress the development of cancer.
Okay, so drink a lot of green tea.
Green tea, there are some studies that suggest putting milk in the tea may interfere with some of the good phytonutrients in the tea that protect against cancer. So it's best if you put like honey or mint, something like that.
Or lemon.
Or lemon.
Yeah, I drink it with lemon. It's so good. Okay, fish. Salmon in particular, or all fish?
Well, it's mainly cold, deep water fish, but vitamin D, which is found in salmon, it's found in cottage cheese, dairy. Vitamin D is absolutely key against breast cancer. One, we know women with the lowest vitamin D levels have a significantly higher incidence of breast cancer. And equally important is women, when they're diagnosed with cancer that have the lowest vitamin D levels, have a far greater likelihood of having the cancer recur.
Oh, and then we have flaxseed. Yes,
flaxseed.
Ground up and a whole.
Yes, ground flaxseed contains omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids are also found in the cold, deep water fish, walnut oil. They lower inflammation in the body. They also are very important for immunity, the part of the immune system that fights cancer, very dependent on omega-3s, and they inhibit enzymes.
How do you ingest flax seeds?
It's always best ground, and then it's great on like cereal.
Okay.
You could put a tablespoon on
It's hard
cereal.
to chew these, and can the human body really digest whole flax seeds?
No, they need to be ground.
So you have to grind them. So every time you've been taking a spoonful of that and swallowing it, it doesn't work because it's like it just doesn't.
No.
They're too hard.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
what about rosemary and turmeric?
Well, these spices are two huge cancer fighters. One of the definitions of cancer is that those cells have lost the ability to die normally. These spices help restore that ability. They also turn off key enzymes cancer cells need to grow and divide. So the turmeric is what gives curry its yellow color.
Right.
And rosemary is used to season a lot of foods. These are absolutely key to include in your diet.
And rosemary is
daily.
good for seasoning, but it's hard to eat by itself. You know, try to
Yes.
chew on a rosemary stalk. It's
not pleasant.
What about butter? It's
Well,
odd. Is that butter?
There are some very new things about a nutrient called CLA. That stands for conjugated linoleic acid. Now, oleic acid is a very common fatty acid in nature, but cows are able to conjugate it and make the CLA. Women with the highest CLA levels have the lowest incidence of breast cancer. So you'll find it in butter, you'll find it some in other dairy and beef, but it's a very key thing because it literally is toxic to breast cancer cells.
So, I mean, you can't eat a stick of butter. So what, a tablespoon of butter a day?
You could have that, just to include it in the cooking. I actually recommend for my patients, they take a supplement of 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams a day because it's hard of CLA.
Oh,
It's
CLA.
just literally
so I haven't even seen that in the health food store.
extract, yes. But
okay.
there is a lot of new literature that also works on a genetic level.
Now, I immediately grabbed this because this is my favorite thing. And in Thailand, women are drinking coconut water every single day. I get sent every month a bottle of coconut oil to use in my cooking because they have a very low incidence of breast cancer.
It's one of the lowest in the world. Thailand actually has the highest per capita coconut consumption in the world and one of the lowest breast cancer rates in the world. Coconut contains something called lauric acid. The only place that's really found is mother's milk. And it is very, very important in turning off genes that lead to breast cancer.
So just use like an ice pick, find the soft eye. There's one of the three eyes is always soft.
Yes.
And just shake out the water of a fresh coconut and buy a coconut that's really heavy for its size.
Yes.
And then drink this. Sometimes it's sour. If the coconut has a crack in it or something, you know how it gets sour,
Yes.
throw it away. But just drink that every single day. It's really good for you. So and very quickly, what should we not be eating?
I would say what I tell my patients is to avoid white sugar and white flour. It's the refined
alcohol
products.
too? I mean, we just heard Dr.
Alcohol, Dr. Axelrod was right on about the alcohol. And the reason is it's not the sugar per se that's causing the cancer, but it takes a lot of insulin to metabolize white sugar and white flour. Every time your pancreas makes insulin, your liver's making IGF, or insulin-like growth factor, which happens to be one of the strongest promoters of breast cancer that we know of. And that's why women that eat a lot of white sugar have more breast cancer.
Really?
Yes.
Well, here again, lots to think about, lots to maybe change in your diet. And change is good when it means reducing the chance of having any kind of cancer, especially breast cancer.
And it's never too late to make that change.
Yes, well, thank you very much. And Dr. Gaynor's sticking around, and he's going to answer audience questions later on in the show. We'll be right back.
Coming up, we have the best experts answering all of your questions about breast cancer.
Okay. Hello.
Hi, I'm Nancy from Mahwah, New Jersey, and I'm a breast cancer survivor. My question is, what is the effect of soy and soy products on breast cancer?
So why don't you take that?
Well, there is probably no bigger myth amongst cancer survivors than the myth that soy is bad for you. And that really started because soy does contain something called phytoestrogens, plant-based estrogens. So the fear was that maybe those were stimulating breast cancer proliferation. But large studies have shown that the isoflavones in soy, the estrogens in soy lower the total estrogens in the human body. And after you've had breast cancer, women that do consume dietary soy, miso, tofu, tempeh, they actually have a lower risk of the cancer coming back.
Excellent.
Thank you.